Hi students, today we are dealing with financial accounting basics part. So for any concept, if we take an example and go along with that, then the understanding will sit in your mind forever. So today also we take one example, and along with that I explain all the basic of the financial accounting. Fine. So for any activity, suppose financial accounting part where we use this subject means whenever a business is started by a person, then he has to know whether he is making the profit or loss, because blindly nobody can do the activity continuously without expecting anything, right? So here in this case, in the business world, financial accounting plays a major role to know the business is making a profit or a loss. Fine. So suppose a student join in a school. So he goes first standard, after that second standard, third, like that. Based on his performance, if his performance is good, then he'll be promoted to next class. Similar to that, there should be an interval, means for certain period, whenever you do an activity, for certain period we have to expect the result. Suppose a student joined in a first standard. After the end of the year, his performance is estimated, right? So similar to that, to know the profit or loss, we have to make a time interval. Generally, it is not decided by the business person. There is a law to be followed in a country. It is based on country to country. In India, generally April 1st to March 31st is the period for which we calculate the results of the business. In some countries, it may be Jan to December or June to June. It depends on the company. It depends on the country's legal compliances. So fine. In India, we follow April 1st to 31st March. So whenever you start the business, you can, in the initial stage, you may not obviously start on April 1st. It doesn't matter in the starting of the year. But after that, after continuation of the business, every year is this. Fine. For this period only, we calculate the business result. That is nothing but loss or gain. Fine. So similar to that. Fine. A student entered into a school in a first standard. Fine. So first standard or whatever. So now suppose he will be having science, maths, so and so subjects, right? He will be having different subjects. So in these different subjects are, if written in a single notes, sometimes suppose a science teacher will come and teach us the science. After that, social, maths, in a continuous manner, if he writes in a single book, is it possible to search quickly? Okay, we can search by taking time, but is it possible to suddenly pick up a topic where it is in that book? No. So what this student is suggested by the teacher is, he has to maintain a separate book for maths separate book, for science like that, for different subjects different books. Then it is easy to pick up the required topic in that book, right? So similar to that, whenever a person starts a business, he will be doing number of transactions. If he writes in a single book all the transactions, some transactions may be related to a sale, some transaction related to purchase, purchase of furniture, purchase of some different kind of investments, and paying salaries, paying expenditure, all the things if he record in the single book, it is very tough to find out the transaction whenever he require, right? So that is why, similar to maths and science, for different subjects we are maintaining different books. Here also we maintain some different books to record, first record, and then we'll classify those transactions as per their related concern accounts. So the recording and classifying and summarizing all this thing is called as bookkeeping. So similar to subject wise notes keeping, here also we maintain some books which takes a particular transactions in a particular books, right? So that kind of procedure is called as a bookkeeping. Fine. Fine, we are keeping different books in, for different transactions we are keeping different books, but okay, merely writing the transaction the book is enough? No, it should be in a systematic manner. It should be in a systematic manner. Not writing merely is a our target, right? So similar to science notes and all, see, suppose all the things, there will be question and answers, there will be filling the blanks, so and so, multiple choice, how they'll be in different kind of things. Here also, not merely writing the thing, but there should be a system which is understandable by any person who looks into it, right? So for that reason, to record all this transaction in a systematic manner, we follow one method that is called double entry system. Okay, by following this double entry system, we are able to present the business transactions in an understandable manner. To whom? To whom means the people who are affected by the activities of the business. The people who are affected by the activity of the business. Generally, who will be affected, Amma? Shareholders. Later on we will discuss each thing, who are the shareholders, who are the suppliers of goods, who are the customers of the goods, who are the employees. Everything we will discuss in the later part. But as of now, who will be affected by the business activity? One thing, first, who are the owners? Because owner has to know whether he is making a profit or loss. Then only he can continue to the next period, right? In this period, if he makes profit, or at least he is in no profit no loss zone, then only he can continue his business to the next year, next period, right? Similar to that, so in this way we have to present the statements. Finally, all we record everything, and okay, we told that through bookkeeping method we record and classify in good manner. Fine. Finally, we have to present the total summary of the transactions. Because if I suppose like somebody who are interested in the business asked me some information. So can I bring the whole books, like this much books, because many transactions will be there in the business. So can I bring all the books to see him, like to check him, for checking purpose? No. So I need to summarize, means I need to precise all the transactions into a small statements, which are called as financial statements, are nothing but profit and loss and balance sheet. Fine. So these two represents all the transactions throughout this period made by the business. So finally, what is our ultimate target, Amma? To prepare the financial statements, means final statement which represents all the throughout what we done. The business has done some transactions throughout the year, no? It represents the throughout year transactions in a small summary. Okay, and why means by seeing that summary anybody can know what actually happening in the background, means throughout the period, right? And also this is required by the Indian law, because we are residing in India, we are talking about Indian law, right? So this is also required to present in a proper format prescribed by the law. Fine. So this is about the background part, and later on what we discuss is we mostly concentrate on the double entry system. Why? Because this is the approved method. This is the approved method and to be followed by the business, right? Earlier there was a single entry method. Single entry method means suppose they'll record only one side of the transaction, but double entry means we record plus as well as minus. Here sometimes we may record only plus, or sometimes we may record only minus. We see what is double entry and what is single entry in the next session. Thank you.